Hello everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Okay, let's see. All right. Hello, Princess Peach and Chloe. I see you. Hello. Give everybody a minute. All right, let's see. Still working on my setup for this, so let's see if we can get this video angle right. Maybe right there. Oh, there we go. That's better. Hi, Sindra. Hey, Dawn. Let's see. Who else do we have here? Main's Yarn Creations. Ellen, hello. Got a lot of people joining in today. Okay. Well, we are here for part 2 of the Dobby cardigan. If you're just joining in or if you're watching this replay, this is part 2. So part 1 is on my YouTube channel. This will also be posted to my YouTube channel once it is over. And my YouTube channel is youtube.com/pinksheepdesign. So if you're not subscribed, you can go check it out if you'd like. Lots of great videos and hopefully more to come. So let's see. So we are working on the Dobby cardigan, and I'll show you guys. So far my progress is pretty minimal. You know, I always forget when I go back to using like a size 10 hook, how much longer it takes to actually make things with a size 10 hook. This is the hook I'm using for this project. This was from our Granny Smith Apple release of hooks. We still have some of these, we just don't have them in the 10mm size. But this is a really fun color and it matches. So it's always fun. Okay, so yes, if you are following along, obviously part 1, we started this back panel, and today I'm hoping to just finish the back panel. So I am going to go ahead and start. The back panel is worked with half double crochet stitches all the way across. White crystal. Yes, so they are crochet hooks, definitely. The main reason that they have the cone base is so that they can stand up on the print bed, and that makes it easier for the 3D printer to work up the hook. If it didn't have this base, it could fall over and then we wouldn't be as successful in printing these. But yes, this is our 10mm. I will tell you, it gets worse as they get larger. Let's see, in case anyone is new, let's see, we've got a, yeah, so here is a 17mm hook, and here is a 20mm hook, and we make all the way up to 35. So yeah. All about perspective though. You just got to make sure, you know, you actually show the hook. Okay. You can find this Dobby cardigan. This is my print-friendly version of the Dobby. I actually had to update some things. But if you purchase it from my Etsy shop now, you will have the most updated version. If you purchase the old version, or if you're not sure if you have the most up-to-date version, it should have 9 sizes. I try to make them size inclusive, so they should go from extra, extra small to 5X, 4X/5X. If you need the updated version, all you have to do is send me a message on Etsy and give me your email, and I will email you the most up-to-date version. Okay, and like I said, this is the printer-friendly version. The full version has all the pictures you could need of all the different steps and things like that, but this one helps save on ink if you're printing your patterns out. So it's the one that I use when I'm here doing these. So I am on row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm on row 13 of my back panel, and I'm going to need, how many rows? 32 rows. So I have a ways to go. Is that right? Yes. Yeah. So time for me to get started. So that's all I'm working on today. This is really easy. You're pretty much making a rectangle. So using half double crochet, making yourself a rectangle. And it probably won't be until the third, the part 3 that I really get going on starting on the front panels, which for that, I'll be able to flip the camera around and show you guys how that works. So I would love to know what you're working on today. Are you at work? Did you get an early start to the weekend? Are you working on one of these Dobby cardigans? If you are, what yarn are you using? Let me know all the details. I'm really excited to make another Dobby. You know, for the longest time when I first started making patterns, I would only make one version, you know, so when I made the Dobby cardigan, I only made one Dobby. And let me make this come down just a little bit more so you guys can actually see me working. And I kind of want to turn it a little bit more. Let's see. Let's see if I do this. So I got this monitor arm for computers. Oh, that's better. Yes. So I can, it's attached to the back of this table that's right here. So I can like move it around. So it's actually really great. And I'll be able to flip the phone back and forth if I need to show you guys what I'm working on. But yeah, so that's cool. Okay, so we got a couple of comments. Let's see what's happening. Alicia Manning is crocheting eye cords. So you're actually crocheting it. We sell the lucette forks. Let's see. I call them lucette forks. Let's grab one of these. So we 3D print these lucette forks and we have them in the Etsy shop, but I still haven't mastered using them and I need to since we sell them. So it's like, I need to make a little video, but let me know if you've ever used these or if you just crochet them yourself. My Sweet DIY is here. Hello. Said it's pretty easy, just tedious. So about the eye cords. Yep. Dawn, second sleeve on your cardigan. Like this cardigan already? Did you go? I'm guessing you jumped ahead. Yeah, maybe. I'm nowhere near the sleeves. Cindra is working and listening. Just ordered the Lion Brand jeans yarn. Okay, that's going to be really fun. I'm excited to see that. Nancy is here. Hello. A bunch of people have joined in. Hello, hello. Happy Friday. Welcome to the live crochet along for the Dobby cardigan. Again, if you have not started, I would definitely say to start with part 1 so that you can see what is happening, especially if you don't want to purchase the pattern and you just want to follow along. I went through each size and how many stitches across your back panel should be. But this part is the easy part. This is the, you know, meditative, just working your rows. So I'm doing a half double crochet rows. Somebody said they just posted a reel about how to use a lucette fork. Yes, it is. Yarns and coffee. Yes. So we sell the 3D printed ones. I have heard good things that the ones that we sell, the hole right here is big enough for super bulky yarn, which was a happy accident because we didn't mean to make it that big. But since my focus is always super bulky, it makes sense that that's what we would sell. So that's pretty helpful. And thank you. Cute colors on the whip. So this is Karen Chunky Cakes. It's the self striping, so you can see it's definitely not striping right where the changes are. But this is what it looks like. So this is Karen Chunky Cakes. It says it is a size 6, but it is a liar. It is totally a size 5. If you do like the wraps per inch measurements, it's much smaller than the other size 6s that I've used. So the Dobby cardigan that I'm working on calls for 2 strands of size 4 yarn held together. So if you use a size 5, that's usually 2 strands of a 4 equal a 5, 2 strands of 5 equal a 6, and so on. So I chose, instead of using 2 strands of 4, I decided to go with 1 strand of 5, mostly because I have been sitting on this yarn. It has been in my stash now for probably a year now or more. So I wanted to make my Dobby a little more like springtime-esque. So I thought it would be a really nice one. And it's not a wool blend. So Karen Chunky Cakes is 100% acrylic. Let me check myself before I lie to you guys. Yeah, 100% acrylic. So, you know, I feel like it will be a nice transition piece from the colder weather to the warmer weather, I would think. And it'll be pretty. The colors will be really nice. But I didn't realize I had forgotten that I needed 32 rows. I have a ways to go. I got to get on it. This might be one where I do have to do a little bit of work outside of the live crochet along so that you guys don't, so the crochet along isn't, you know, 20 videos long. But I will tell you, if this is your first time joining into my crochet along, the whole reason that I do these, that I wanted to do these live, because the only way that I've ever seen crochet alongs done is people will pre-record the video. Usually it's like a top-down tutorial style. And usually they'll skip over parts that are repetitive, you know. So maybe they'll start the back panel like I did and maybe work 2 or 3 rows, but then it'll skip ahead to where they're finishing their back panel 30 rows later, you know. And I thought that doing it live would really make it feel even more doable, I guess, because I'm doing it with you, you know. So, and it really showcases how long it truly takes to make the item, which I think is important, you know. My Luna cardigan, that was my first ever live crochet along, and the Luna cardigan took 6 videos. So that technically means that you can make my Luna cardigan in 6 hours easily, you know, because in my videos I was talking and I would get distracted. Whereas if you're really sitting down and just putting in the time, you know, if you only have an hour to crochet a day, you could still make a Luna cardigan in a week. So I think that's pretty cool to see that, and to really see, you know, me working on it and how long it takes me to progress. So the Dobby is going to take longer, and that's because the Luna cardigan is it's 15 or 16 millimeter hook, depending on your gauge. So this is a 10 millimeter, so definitely takes a little bit longer. So, okay, make sure I'm not missing any comments, because I know my chat was stopped. Dawn says, oh no, I'm making a cardigan using Karen latte cakes. Not your pattern this time when I'm finished with this one. Oh, awesome. Okay. I was going to say, dang, man, like you went quick. But, you know, I only do these twice a week. So if someone's working on this outside of the lives, you know, they've got quite a few days in between them to work on it. So I wouldn't have been surprised if someone had already made it to the sleeves of this one. Oh, and if you guys are not in my Facebook group and you're on Facebook, I would love to have you join, because that is where I usually get to see your progress. So if you are following along and making this with me, that is the easiest way for you to share your progress. You can post in the group and show me how your cardigan is coming along. And to find you can find my Facebook group using the link in my bio here on Instagram, and just scroll down. And there should be a link to my Facebook group. Or if you're on Facebook, you can just search Pink Sheep Design in the groups section and it should come up. It's not a hidden group or anything. So that's fun. I really like it. It's so interesting. I never really thought that I would have a Facebook group. I didn't think that people would be that interested in joining it, I guess. So, you know, I made one for my pattern testers, but it wasn't really getting a lot of use. And so finally, a couple months ago, I changed it over to just a Pink Sheep group, you know, for anybody that wanted to join it. And I think we're up to like 400 and something members. So it's pretty cool. Like, having people that want to be in the group and want to be active. I mean, we have posts, you know, I think we get, someone posts probably at least once a day. You know, we don't have, it's not crazy. But it's a nice space. I've really enjoyed having it, and I don't think I realized how much I was going to enjoy having it until now, you know. Oh, I can share with you guys, the pink sheep is now on TikTok. I was talking to my sister-in-law, who had been telling me for a while that they needed to get on TikTok for their business, and talked to someone else who said that when they got on TikTok that it was a very different audience, you know, and as small businesses, we're always trying to find new people for our audience. And I've been going back and forth as to whether or not I really even wanted to consider joining TikTok. And I finally just, I have decided for Instagram that I'm trying to make more reels. So I would like to post a reel at least every other day. And I struggle with it because I haven't really found my groove with reels, and it makes me not enjoy making them as much because I struggle and it takes a long time. And then, you know, if you're not happy with the end result, it's like I just spent hours trying to make this stinking video and, you know, and then you don't like it, or you don't feel like you should even post it and you need to make something else. And, you know, for me, the quality of the video is important to me. And so I have to make them during the day when I have nice light. Like in here, the light is really nice right now. So this is when it's prime video making time. But yeah, I decided I was going to start doing my reels, and you've probably seen, if you follow me here on Instagram, I have been doing more reels. I'm trying to like do a regular post and a reel in the same day, and just to see what happens, like one of those social media experiments, you know. And so I was like, well, if I'm making these videos anyway, then I might as well join TikTok, you know, because I'm making these new videos and I can post them to both places, you know, and it is a different audience. So funny story, I got on TikTok 2 nights ago. I think it was 2 nights ago. So if you're on TikTok, you can find me. It's Pink Sheep Design. It's the same as Instagram. And right now it's the same videos, you know. But I posted a video and I didn't recognize anyone. Like I wasn't sure how to find people on TikTok. And so I wasn't following anybody. And I posted the video, and I think like 3 hours later, I had 0 views. Still had 0 views, 0 followers, 0 likes. And I was like, man, I don't know if TikTok's right for the pink sheep. So I gave it overnight, and I actually reached out to some of my friends here on Instagram, and I was like, hey, if you guys are on TikTok, you want to go, like, you know, show me some love on TikTok. So I had one friend after that. 1 friend, 1 like, and then the next morning my video did have, I think, like 200 and something views, but no likes, no comments, no new followers. So the next day I reached out to my pattern testing group, which is on Discord. So I made a Discord server for all my testers, and a lot of them shared their TikTok handles, so I got to go and follow them. So now I'm following a lot more people. And I say a lot more people, it's still, I think, probably between 20 and 40 people, and I think I have 11 followers. But my videos are doing okay. You know, I have 3 videos on TikTok now, and 2 of them have more than 400 views, and 1 of them has 2 views. And the one that has 2 views actually did really well on Instagram. You know, it was actually a really good one. Okay, so I'm missing out on chat because it's stopped again. Let's see. Seska asked what size yarn and hook may have to do. Yes, okay, so the Dobby cardigan calls for either or. You can do a size 5 yarn, which is what I'm using, size 5, and a 10 millimeter hook, which is what I'm using. My gauge is a little big on this one. I could have dropped down to like a size 9 or an 8 millimeter. But you know, I'm stubborn and I just stuck with the 10. But you can also use a size 4 yarn held double. That's actually what the pattern calls for. So since summer weather is coming, you could choose a size 4 cotton blend, linen blend, something nice and light. And you would need to buy enough yarn to hold it double, which is what the pattern calls for. So I will go through that really quick. The yardage for each size, I'm going to start at the smallest size, which is extra, extra small / extra small. You would need 1,100 yards for the smallest size, and that is in order to hold it double. So if you decide to buy a size 5 yarn, like I did, you can cut that in half. So you only need half of the yardage if you do that. If you need an extra small / small, you would need 1,400 yards. It's to hold it double. Small / medium, 1,700 yards. Medium / large, 2,000 yards. Large / XL, 2,300 yards. XL 2X, 2,600. 2X 3X, 2,900. 3X 4X, 3,200. And 4X 5X, 3,500. All of that information is also available in the listing, my Etsy listing for that. So even you can see it before you buy it. So if you go to my Etsy shop, which is Pink Sheep Design also, you can find the Dobby cardigan listing, and you can go to the listing details section, or the description, whatever it's called. And I always include the gauge. I include the yardage needed. I include all the sizes. I include the hook size that you need. And that's with all my patterns. So if you're concerned and you're not really sure if you have what you need before you buy a pattern, you can double check in my listing. So I know that's helpful. Yes, so stop by Joann's, get yourself the stuff, because this is only number 2 and it's going to take me a while. So at this point, everybody can catch up. I promise you can catch up with me, because I've still got a ways to go. Okay, let's see. Crochet Boss for You says, love your t-shirt. Thank you so much. This was one of my very first ever apparel designs. This is the original hooker, the OG original hooker. And it is now available in this size, this outline version. But I also have it in 2 different skin tones, which is so exciting. Like, I was so excited to finally be able to I have stickers in 2 different skin tones. I have t-shirts in 2 different skin tones. I've got a lighter and a darker skin tone. But this was my, I think the second one that I released. So it's exciting. And I do have to say, the next tarot design, I already have a sticker in my Etsy shop, but it's the collector. So it's got the chick with the hands, it's got the yarn balls, and it's a tarot card called the collector. So that sticker's in my Etsy shop, but I am going to be releasing it on apparel in the next month or 2. So I had to order one for myself so that I could actually, market it by wearing it. Oh, and I also found Printful. Printful is who I use for my on-demand stuff that's in my Etsy shop. So like my mugs and stuff. They have a cool tank top that is not available through Bonfire that has some really fun colors, and it's a unisex. It's supposed to be a men's tank top, but it has more sizes and it has more colors. So I'm thinking about doing a limited summer run of a lot of some of my favorite tank top designs or apparel designs on that tank top in my Etsy shop. I'm thinking about doing that. I just ordered 2 to sample them to see what the fit is like and see what the quality is like. And I ordered my next 2 design releases, and if I like it, and if they're good tank tops, I may do that. Most of my apparel's on my Bonfire shop, but they don't always have exactly what I'm looking for, and Printful always has different things. So, there's pros and cons to using both, but I'm like, I might as well just use both then, Alicia Manning, I enjoy the live crocheting work and chat. Exactly. Yes. So if you're at work, or even if you're not following along, I love to hear what you guys are working on. I usually just talk about new things that are happening here. I guess life stuff, but I feel like my life isn't super crazy. My dog doesn't feel good today. That was not good. We think that he's maybe like pulled a muscle and it just flares up every now and then. So, but it's like his neck. So that made me sad this morning, and I'm hoping that I'm hoping he feels better. We'll see. But yeah, I haven't ordered a lot of new yarn lately either, so I don't have a lot of new yarn to talk about, but we are going to be releasing new hooks soon. So, you know, we release new hooks every month, new colors. And we have a few more hooks to coat, and then we'll be ready to release, but it should be in the next week or two that we do the next release of hooks. So if you've had your eye on any of our hooks, this is going to be a really fun new batch. I actually shared a sneak peek in my stories of the new hooks. So if that has not gone away, you may be able to check them out and see. Oh, the Grumpy Crocheter. Hello, I like that name. That's fun. Alicia, I just referred a person looking for bulky yarn wearables to your group. Thank you. Yes, I mean, that's kind of my jam, you know. Actually, the captain, my husband, he asked me if I was going to make anything other than cardigans. I was like, I don't know. I mean, I've really enjoyed making them, and there's still a whole lot of different cardigan styles that I want to make. Like, I definitely want to do a longer version, and then I made one that was more of a personal project that has a tie. You know, it's almost like bathrobe style tie and like shorter sleeves with the ribbing. So that's something that I want to do. I'm working on my t-shirt yarn cardigan. I am going to be a part of Hobie's next challenge for spring. It's like like sunshine or yellow, but you had to use yellow. And I'm going to try to make a cardigan out of ribbon yarn. So, but I enjoy it. I like cardigans. I wear cardigans all the time. And I remember when I was first starting out crocheting and joining into like the social community of crochet, I always heard people say, you know, create things you wish existed, you know, and I love that cardigans exist and I wear them all the time. So, and I think I got into a rut for a while I was crocheting where I would make things that I didn't wear, you know, and I know we've all been there. You make something because it's really pretty, and you put all this time into it, and then maybe you don't like how it fits, or maybe you don't actually really like the color. Maybe it doesn't actually fit with your personal style, and you never wear it. And that doesn't feel very good, you know? So my goal was I want to create cardigans that I'm actually going to wear. Like, I'm going to wear out, I'm going to wear to work, I'm going to wear wherever around the house, you know? And I really think that lately, just my last couple of cardigans in particular, I wear my Luna. I love the way that the Luna fits. You know, I don't feel like I'm adjusting it at all. The Dobby was a struggle for me when I made my first one. And again, I only made one. I've only made one Dobby, and that was with Furl's merino yarn. And the yarn is soft, but it's heavy. And so since the Dobby cardigan has a hood, and the hood is heavy, it pulls the cardigan back, you know? So I'm really excited about making it in acrylic because it's going to be lighter, and I feel like I'm going to be much more likely to wear it and not have to constantly be pulling it back down over my shoulders. And if you've made one of these Dobbies, let me know, you know, what yarn you used if you still have that issue. I know Ellen, if she's on here, I know she said, if she's still on here, I know she was on here. She actually put a little, like a brooch up here to kind of keep it from sliding back too far. So I'm sure that's helpful as well. But I don't know if you can really get around that too much with anything that has a hood. I know when I wear my regular sweatshirt hoodies, they tend to come up to my neck and I have to, you know, pull them down. So I feel like it's probably going to be pretty normal with most hooded items. Especially if they don't have any kind of closure, you know. Let's see where we're at. So thank you, Alicia. Yes, I'm super excited to have more people who want to be a part of the group. Crochet Maria is from Brazil. Hello and welcome. Got a lot of people joining in.
joining in and leaving. My sweet DAY. I will follow you. I'm on TikTok too. Woohoo! Alicia's going to find me on TikTok. Thanks, guys. That was definitely humbling. Pebbles, I like the idea of more colors for your tank tops. Yes, Ellen, I agree. All about that color. Jamie is hauling ass on this blanket. Less than 3 rounds left. Virtual high five. That's awesome. Jamie's making one of those super intricate blankets, like the mandala style blankets, which I don't think I would ever have the patience for. Ellen can't wait to see the tops. Yeah, I'm hoping soon I will be able to have those available. Like I said, I ordered samples first. So I'm hoping that the samples, because I mean, if they fit like dog poop, then I'm not gonna want to sell them to you guys. But if they're just kind of a classic, simple A-line fit, you know, where they're just straight up and down, I think because they're a men's version, like I said, they'll probably run a little larger, and that means that I'll have more size options. So it could be really good. So fingers crossed that the samples I order turn out, because that would be awesome. A Hot Cup of Crochet asks, do either Printful or Bonfire offer a tapestry option for your prints? I'd love to get the collector on a small tapestry. So right now they do not. And I have been really looking into what my options are for prints of any kind. So anything that's not apparel, or like bags or mugs, you know, because most of those I can get. There are a couple of other places I can look, like Printed Mint is another one that does on-demand printing. But yeah, I need to look into what some of my options are, because there are definitely people who've asked for art style prints that they can hang. I do have a few art prints that are 5x7 of my hooker design in my Etsy shop. So those are frameable, and they're just on like a thick recycled cotton style paper. Which is really nice. I really like them. So I think I have maybe 10 of those left right now. I put in another order and that did not go well. So I am planning to release 100 5x7 prints for my hooker design, and I ordered a few just to make sure I enjoyed the quality, and then I tried to order the rest of them. I think I ordered like 20 to start with. And I made another order for the rest of them, and it was crickets for like 3 or 4 weeks. So I ended up having to do like a chargeback on my card for the company. And I'm not going to name names. But if you are ordering prints and you're worried about ordering them from someone, you can send me a message, because I would not recommend ordering from this company, because I didn't hear anything back. And yeah, it was not good. I'm hoping that I actually get the money back, because I never got the prints. So I've got to look for a new place to order prints. And if you guys know of good places to order art prints, you know, the frameable kind, I'm looking for like a nice thick type of paper. Let me know if you have recommendations, because I would love to have art prints of the majority of my designs in my Etsy shop that people can purchase and then buy a frame for. I think that would be nice. Hello, Roberta. I see you joined. I don't know if you're still on here. Ellen says, I love my Dobby, and yes, I use my shawl pin. Also added a cell phone pocket on the inside. That's smart. I should add pockets to this one. Seska is new to TikTok herself, but we'll be looking for you. Yay! I would love to have you connect there. I see Mickey's joined. Merster made, love my hooker shirt, wear it all the time, so soft. Yes, and this one is the Comfort Colors, and it's very frustrating, because I have to say Comfort Colors is one of my favorite brands of t-shirt, because they're soft, they come in really fun colors, and I like the kind of faded, earthy tone of the colors. but they're awful when it comes to inclusive sizing. They just don't have it, especially for their, more colorful colors. So, they might have 5 different sizes available in like a black and a charcoal and a white. But then when you get into these colors, like the ones I'm wearing, it's like they might have 1 or 2 sizes available. And they're usually like small and medium. So it's frustrating. I keep them because they are still very popular. The people that can wear that their sizes are available buy them. But I wish they would get their shit together, because, it's hard for me to offer that in my shop when, there's not a lot of options size wise. And that's why I'm looking into those other tank tops, because they have colors that remind me of comfort colors. So if they're comfortable, then I think it would be worth doing, and I don't know how long they're going to have that item available. I feel like that's something that Printful sometimes struggles with, is they'll have an item, but then slowly they'll start to not have, the different colors. They won't have the different sizes. But right now, it seems like a pretty strong option. They seem to have a lot of sizes available. So, yeah. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited to get them. I think it'll be really fun. Okay, let's see what time it is. I wish this told me. Oh, we got plenty of time. Plenty of time. I need some coffee. So I have a big outdoor project that I get to chat with you guys about too. So we had, and let me know if you guys have any big projects coming up, because I know, we're still going to have some pretty nasty weather coming up here soon. I think like today, it felt pretty warm outside, but it's supposed to go back down to like 20 tonight. But I know the warm weather is coming, so I have lots of plans. And one of those plans is for an outdoor dining room set that was not meant to be outdoor. So we had a dining room set in Georgia that seated 6 people. It was a nice big wooden dining room set. And it actually came with the house. So when we bought the house, the dining room set was there. And we decided to keep it because dining room sets are expensive. We didn't have one because when we moved into that house, we were moving from an apartment. And because it's one of those older dining room sets, it's like they don't make it like that anymore. It's hard to find furniture that's that well made. So when we decided to move back to Alabama, we didn't really want to get rid of it, even though we knew that there wasn't going to be room for it in the house. So, and we kind of had our hopes up that like maybe it would fit in the house, and we tried to sell it because we were like, well, if we could get a couple $100 for it, then maybe we could just sell it. But people didn't even want to come pick it up for free, and I don't know if it was just because the dining room sets, they're big, they're projects. We didn't have a very long window for people to come get it. So we kept it, and it has sat out on our back porch since we moved here. Now, our back porch is covered, so that's, has protected it quite a bit. But like the cushions for the chairs are getting moldy because they're not meant to be outside. Let's see. The finish on everything is starting to kind of get flaky. So I said, okay, well, we're definitely not gonna be able to sell it now because it's going downhill. But what if I sanded everything down, tried to get the finish off, so just using like a degreaser or something to clean it, just like you would for cabinets, and paint it with porch paint. So something that's meant to be outside, that's meant to protect wood. And I want to do really fun colors. So if you guys have been following me for a little while, you'll know that once the weather heats up, I go live outside. Usually my lives will be just out on the porch. I take all of my pictures outside pretty much, especially here. I don't have a lot of places in the house that have enough natural light for me to take really good photos regularly. This room probably gets the most because I've got 2 windows in here, and then I have my light box back here that I can use. So I can take, you know, pretty good pictures in here, but I always prefer natural light. I always prefer being outside. And so I have already sanded down 1 chair, and I'm planning on in the next like week or so, we're going to go to Home Depot and buy some of the smaller cans of paint, of porch paint, if they have them. I think they have them. But I want to do like yellow, orange. It's like my brand colors, pink, yellow, orange, teal, all those crazy colors. And I think the table is going to be teal. So I'm going to paint the table like a teal blue. And then I want the chairs to be all different colors. So like orange and yellow and pink and green. I don't know. But I'm really excited. And I'm going to recover the chairs with an outdoor fabric. Oh, I just did an increase. I'm not paying attention. No increases in the back panel. just straight across. But yeah, I'm really, really excited about it. I think it's going to be really fun. And I feel like for pictures and videos, it's going to be a really great backdrop. I feel like I should be able to film out there, take pictures out there. We also have a second porch. When we moved into this house, we had a pool, like a above ground pool, and we don't want a pool. So we got rid of the pool, but it had a deck that was built around the pool. So instead of a pool, we have replaced in that space, because we left, you know, they had to kind of like build something up for the pool with rocks and things and sand. And so we bought these big raised beds that are made out of like Galvalume. So if you guys if you haven't heard of Vigo Garden, you can check them out. Vigo, V-E-G-O. Check out Vigo Garden. We bought 5 of their raised beds to put out there where the pool was. And we built a trellis. Well, he built a trellis. Got a cattle panel from somewhere. And attached it to the inside of the porch where the pool had sat up against it. And we're going to grow tomatoes up the trellis. And then if you walk up on the porch, it's still in a bit of rough shape. It still needs some work, but I think if I paint it, it'll last longer. So, but that is a space where we could put like a little table and chairs. I've been taking pictures up there because the lighting is really nice. So yeah, I'm excited. I think it's going to be really fun, but we've got a lot of outdoor projects, and I think we've got, I can't remember how much dirt he said that we have in those beds, but it's like 70 pounds of dirt or something insane. Maybe 700 pounds. I don't know, but they're really tall raised beds. I can't remember how tall they are, but like they come up to like my hip, I think. And that's because we didn't want the dogs to get in them. So we had a shorter raised bed when we lived in Georgia. And we would look out the window and the dog would just be standing in it. So we figured we actually had to put chicken wire around the lower raised bed when we were in Georgia. And so that's why we're like, we might as well get the tallest ones that they make so that the dogs won't jump in them. And Jamie mentioned about her garden. Let's see. Yes, just had the conversation about the vegetable garden this morning. We need to make some changes and it's a ton of work. Yeah, so, and I feel like you really, really have to want to garden. So my husband is a huge gardener. He loves growing things. And so I tend to kill most of the stuff that I try to take care of in the garden. And so I just need him to tell me exactly what he needs me to do. Like, what do you need me to water and when? And make sure that I don't overwater it. But he loves it, so we are going to have a really big garden. And we haven't started planting anything because we had this one more cold snap that's coming. So once that passes, we'll probably start planting things. But he's got big plans, and we've got a lot of things to make. So I think that'll be fun, and we'll definitely share that progress. If you don't follow my husband, you can find him here on Instagram at willprint4 credits. He tends to share some of that additional stuff, but I have a feeling I'll share in my stories too as we start getting things into the garden. I think that'll be a fun journey. Let me know if any of you guys garden. Bingo Terry says, so an eclectic rainbow set. Bright rain. Yes, exactly. An eclectic bright rainbow set. And I hope it works. You know, I don't know if I'm going to need to do like 2 coats of paint, or, you know, I don't know how the paint's going to hold up. I'm definitely trying to rough up the surface a bit on the chairs to see if it will, you know, really hold on to the paint. So fingers crossed if you guys want to send some good juju, because I hope it works. I want it to work because I want to try to maintain that set and give it some life for being an outdoor set, because I mean, it's not going to fit anywhere in the house. And again, I don't think, you know, somebody could possibly like restain it and use it, but we kind of like it, you know. And our dining room in the house is really small, and we've got like a 4-seater table, but we've got pretty good, like we've got a big family, you know. So since we've moved here, we've already had times when we've had at least 6 people over for dinner, like including us. So, you know, but if his parents and his sister come over, we don't have enough seats, you know, so we had to bring seats in from the outdoor set, which again is not in the greatest shape right now. So I'm like, if this works, then we'll have a 6-seater dining room table on the porch and we can eat outside, which is awesome. So that's the goal. And we've talked about putting like little string lights up on the porch maybe. But this is a great porch for entertaining. It's a good size. It's covered, you know. There's a fan out there, which I actually don't know if it works, because it was one of those where it looked really like they had run wire from somewhere to try to turn the fan on. So like, I don't know how safe that is. But luckily Matt is quite the handyman and he can fix almost anything. So that's really awesome. What else is happening? Got a couple of comments coming in. And Jamie says, we start ours in the basement with grow lights and then transplant around the end of April. What you growing in your basement with grow lights, Jamie? Allie says, you're awesome, my crochet diva. Crochet diva, thanks. Thanks, Allie. I appreciate that. I don't usually feel like a diva, but, you know. I'm glad you enjoy my videos. Let's see, my sweet DIY. I do love gardening. So far, I just have strawberries, blueberries, blackberries. They survive the winter in California, not too cold. That's awesome. That's something my husband has tried to grow blackberries now for years, and we just can't get him to start. So he would be very jealous of all of your berries. The one thing that we grew really well in Georgia was basil. So we could grow the crap out of some basil, and I loved making big batches of basil pesto and freezing them and using them throughout the year. So that's something that we're really, really hoping to be able to do here, is having a lot of basil. Okay, I need to check in with my progress. Well, let me get to the end of this row and then we'll count and see where I'm at. This one's going to take quite a bit longer, but that's okay. It's still a pretty quick make, I think, comparatively. And again, it's just meditative at this point because it's the same stitch over and over again. And if you're one of those people who doesn't have to look at your work, if you're doing a stitch that you're comfortable with, I'm trying to do it right now, but I'm cheating because I can see what I'm doing in the camera. But if you're one of those people, most of my patterns are going to be really easy for you. Like even easier than they'd be for someone who's a beginner, because they're still easy for beginners, but you'll probably work through them a lot faster if you don't have to look at your stitches. I do have to say this yarn tends to separate a little bit, which I'm not a huge fan of. This Karen Chunky Cakes. It is a 2-ply, I think. 2-ply? 3-ply. 2-ply? 3-ply. It's a 3-ply. And it likes to try to separate on me, which I'm not a huge fan of. But it's not too bad. I mean, it's only happened a couple of times. So it's not slowing me down too much. Okay, here is my progress. Let's count the rows. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 20, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay, I'm getting there. I need 32, and I'm at 27. So I may actually finish the back panel on this session. Let's see how much time I have. Oh, maybe not, because it's already 12:52, but I'm close. And I may finish the back panel because I only have a couple of rows. So I may finish that before I start the next one, because that way I can start the next one and show everybody how to start the first front panel, which is the simplest one. The second front panel is the one where you'll actually have to tie your work off and rejoin onto the back panel for the second front panel. Still easy. And again, if you purchase the pattern in my Etsy shop, I have photos of everything and, close-up photos, arrows pointing to where you need to join things. And I try to make it very visually friendly. Oh, let's see. Mickey says she loves gardening. I have succulents that are growing like crazy and plumerias. What's a plumeria? Can you send me a picture? That would be cool. We have succulents too. They're actually really happy right now. But we have them on a rolling cart so that we can move them in and out of the garage. So when it's like last week, all week we left them outside because it was like in the 70s. But this week it's getting back down into, the 40s and 30s and 20s at night. So we just rolled them back into the garage. I feel like our weather is having a complex. But I mean, I think Alabama weather's always been a little crazy, but I definitely think it has gotten worse over the years. My Sweet DIY says, I have flower plants and succulents too. Yeah, we have roses out back that were here when we moved in. And we have a lot, this is interesting, we have a lot of Japanese plants. So we think that someone who lived here before us either traveled to Japan a lot or just liked Japanese botanicals, because we probably have at least, we may have more, but I'd say like 5 or 6 different species of Japanese plants that are thriving here at our house. There's a sawtooth oak. There's a certain type of wisteria, I think. Actually, I think that wisteria might be the Chinese wisteria. But we have huge wisteria vines. And I guess it takes a really long time for wisteria to get to a point where it goes to seed. And we have huge, it's like prehistoric looking seed pods that come off of this thing. And they explode. So like towards the end of winter, you'll hear like gunshots and it's wisteria seed pods exploding. So very, very interesting. We got to hear that, which is something we'd never heard or seen before. Giving wisteria seeds to all of our friends too, since they were wanting them. And I guess that stuff grows really fast. But I'm excited because I've always loved when the wisteria starts to bloom when we were in Georgia. It's just so pretty. So that was really interesting. And we have a cypress tree in the front yard. So it's really interesting because cypress trees aren't supposed to grow where we are. But we have a creek. I mean, it's pretty much just like water control in our front yard. So when it rains, that's where it goes. And when we first moved in, it was pretty dry. But you know, during the wetter times, like right now, there's always water down there in that little creek that runs through the yard. Cypress tree runs right next to it, grows right next to it. And so I'm guessing that's why, you know, it always has that underground source of water there. So it's actually thriving. It's a huge cypress tree in our front yard. And I guess it's called a bald cypress, but it has the little like root knees that pop up out of the ground. So that's really cool. I'll have to do some pictures down there and show you guys that at some point. Jamie says, I have great string lights on our patio. Yes, I would love a recommendation. That would be awesome. We were looking into like a solar option. That's something that we would really like to look into because I know that they have those. But yeah, definitely send me the recommendations because at some point that needs to happen. Faux show. All right, that's number 28. I think maybe I can at least get through 29 before I log off. Log off. Turn the live off. And Jamie says, vegetables. That's what you're growing in your basement under grow lights. I believe you. My Sweet DIY said they're kind of strong here. I'm guessing they are. Let's see. We only visited California once, but it was a great experience. We had a great time. We went to see the redwoods. So that was something that was on my bucket list. Lemon Icy asked if I'm using a cake or joining colors. Yeah, definitely not joining colors. I am the lazy color changer. You can see where the color changed at the end of this row. This is Karen Chunky Cakes. Oh, and it's not in a position for me to try to pick it up right now, but I'm going to. So that's what I'm using. But it's almost out, so it's not a happy cake right now. Let's see. Princess Peach and Chloe says hello again. Hello. Joining back in for a minute, I'm guessing. Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining in. I hope if you are making the Dobby or if you're going to catch back up and if you want to rewatch these, like I said, I am going to be creating a playlist on my YouTube channel. Just like I have for the Luna cardigan. So there is a 6-video playlist right now on my YouTube channel for the Luna. So you can crochet one with me, just like I'm crocheting the Dobby now. And I'll do that with the Dobby as well. So once I stop going live right now, like once I turn this live video off, I'm going to download it and I will re-upload the video to YouTube. And add it to the Dobby playlist. So you can watch these, you know, in that order and make your Dobby, even if you're not making one right now with me. My Sweet DIY says, redwoods are gorgeous. You should visit Big Sur. Yeah, so the redwoods were big time on my list. That was something, I don't have a lot of places that I say like I really, 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 really want to visit. You know, we did get our passports a couple years ago with the hopes of traveling to somewhere to try to see the Northern Lights. He wants to go somewhere very, 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 very cold. I'm excited but not excited because I hate the cold, but it would be worth it. But with everything, you know, I had a big surgery that came up, and then, you know, with COVID, we got our passports and haven't used them. But right before my last surgery, when I had my hysterectomy, as soon as we scheduled the surgery, we booked the tickets to California to go see the redwoods. So that was really, really cool. Because it was tough. My hysterectomy was out of, they found precancerous cells in my cervix. And since my mom died of cervical cancer, it was a really scary time. You know, it's easy to go to dark places when you're dealing with stuff like that. And so that was, I think Matt, my husband, realized it was the perfect time, you know, for us to take a vacation and just kind of not think about it for a little while, enjoy something else, enjoy some time together, and then come back and have my surgery. And luckily, everything seems to have gone just like it should have. And, you know, I go to my yearly checkups, and so far, everything's good. So hopefully more travels in the future once we finally feel up to traveling again, you know. So, okay, I'm going to finish this last row. So if you have any final questions or things for me before I hop off, you have this many more stitches. And then I will, final updates, let's see. Next Tuesday will be part 3. That's over on YouTube. So I bounce between YouTube and Instagram for my lives every week. So I actually go live every single week, 2 times a week. On Tuesdays, I'm live on YouTube at 12 p.m. Central Time. And then on Fridays, I'm live here on Instagram at 12 p.m. Central Time. I always upload my Instagram lives to YouTube. So that way it's, you know, I have all of my like live chats there. What else? We should have new hooks releasing in the next couple of weeks. I think I mentioned that. So that's exciting because we're out of a couple of sizes. So we'll be restocking all of our sizes. And if you're new to my channel, our crochet hooks, we created them to help fill a niche in the market because I feel like there are tons of different hook options when you're looking at hooks that are 10 millimeter and smaller. You know, there's people who make really cool resin handles. There's people who do, you know, wooden handles and things like that. But when you get into 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, you know, you don't have a lot of options. So we wanted to make colorful, fun, you know, hooks that inspire you, that make you happy, you know, in the larger sizes. So our hooks run from 10 millimeter all the way up to 25 millimeter, and it's everything in between except maybe we've done a couple of 21 and 22 millimeter hooks as custom orders. But right now we've got 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 25, and we have some 35s. So those are a little crazy. But here we go. So this is, let's see how many rows. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14, 16, 18, 20, 30. Okay. This is 30 rows. I am supposed to have 32. So I'm going to finish those 2 rows because it's just 2. I need 2 more rows. And then on Tuesday, this next Tuesday, you can join me over on YouTube and we will start on the first panel. Okay. So I'm going to finish these 2 rows so that I get myself to 32. Now, if you're making the larger sizes, you will need, let's see, the first 3 sizes. So up to the small medium, which is what I'm making, that's 32. But then if you're making a medium large or a large XL, you're going to need to do 33. So you're doing 1 extra row. And then if you are making the XL 2X or 2X 3X, you're going to add another row. So you're going to go to 34. And then if you are making the 3X 4X or 4X 5X, 3X 4X, you're going to do 35 rows. 4X 5X, you're going to do 36 rows. So just in case you're not purchasing a pattern, you're just following along. That is the length of that one. And if you need the amount across, you can watch part 1 because I do go through and let you guys know how many half double crochet stitches across your panel needs to be for each size. But we're making progress. This is a little more slow going because it's a smaller hook. But I love the look. I think it's going to be great. And I'm excited about it. Hope you guys are too. And again, join my Facebook group if you want to share your progress, or you can share in your stories. You can tag me. I love to reshare people's progress. You can use the hashtag Dobby Cardigan, and that makes it easier for me to find everybody. Oh, one new thing that is now up in the shop. Just got these in the mail the other day. So if you did not want the apparel, whoop, there we go. I now have the stickers in my shop. So if this is my newest design, so much yarn, so little time. If you did not want to purchase, because I have it on all my apparel in my apparel shop, but the stickers are up in the Etsy shop. I finally got these. These are a clear back. The white part, let's see, I'm pretty sure that the white, let me see, I'm going to take the sticker off. I feel like the clear ones are always harder to get off of the backer. Come on, man. It's because you guys are watching that I'm struggling so much right now. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Yes. So you can see there is a white background behind the text, but the outer edges is clear. So whatever you put that on, you know, you'll see the color come through on the back. But I'm super excited for these. This was a fun design, and I need to get back on Procreate because I do have a design ready to release in April. So this was my March design, but I'm going to have an April apparel design and stickers that's coming out. Oh, and this is on mugs too in my Etsy shop. I did add mugs last night because I didn't have them before that. Yeah, I think that's everything. Someone did mention Summit. So yes, I was asked to speak at the Crochet Business Summit that is hosted by Pam Grice of Crochetpreneur. And I'm pretty sure that my presentation, because they're short presentations, it's like 20 to 25 minutes. She's going to have around 20 something speakers. It's going to be free for you guys to join in. So if you want to make money with your crochet, you know, if you want a little bit more of like the business advice and that side of things, this is a great place to start. The Crochet Business Summit last year was really what helped me make my final decision to jump from my other full-time job to doing this full-time. So it was definitely helpful. It was very motivating. She has a lot of really cool people lined up to speak. And I'm pretty sure that my session is going to be about going full-time. So it's going to be my story, my journey, what steps I took to get where I am now doing this full-time, as well as some of the main items that I feel were important, like the main parts of my journey that I feel like apply to everyone's journey, because not everyone's journey is going to look the same. You know, we all have different things that we enjoy, and different things that we're going to do, especially if you're wanting to work in the crochet and fiber world full time. There's a lot of options out there and things that you can do. But there are specific things that I think would apply to anyone who's looking to kind of make that jump into doing this full time. Or, you know, maybe you're looking to retire, and when you retire, you still want to be doing something that you love to make additional income. So the summit is, I think it's in May. I could be wrong. Could you please write the info about this talk? What do you mean, like in a post? Is that what you mean? And are you talking about the summit? Yes. So, you know, this is something that I'll probably maybe do a video about it or something, maybe a blog post. But I'll definitely, once it's open for registration, because the registration is not up, so you can't register yet. But as soon as registration's open, I will have a link that you'll be able to use to register. And it will be an affiliate link. So, well, let me see. The affiliate link is if you actually purchase, because you can register for free. But there's the you know, like you can purchase a package where like you'll have lifetime access to all the videos. So if you find them helpful, you'll have that. And there's other things. But yes, when it's ready and like I've got all the info, you know, I'll do a post about it. I'll probably do a blog post to have something solid that you can go back to. But I'll probably do a video just about it and about how the summit affected me last year, because it was a big deal for me. It was very helpful, and I think we need more stuff like that in the fiber world. Pebble's own. So Ellen says she believes it is in May, the Crochetpreneur Summit. Yep. And Pam is on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. She's also on TikTok. So yes, if you guys are on TikTok, find me and find the Crochetpreneur. She's got some great info, and her YouTube channel is great. She's got really good advice for anyone who is, whether you're doing this part-time, full-time, hobby, just to help you make more money doing what you're doing, you know, and giving you a little more support. So I think that's everything for now. Oh, I can show you guys one last thing. Who is doing it, because I can't stand some people's voices. It's a lot of different speakers. So it's going to be like 20 something speakers. So even if there are some videos, and they're short, they're like 20 to 25 minutes. So, yeah, you'll have a lot of options. Even if some people's voices bother you, there will be others. So it should be good. I have one more thing I can show you guys before I go. I've made progress on my t-shirt cardigan. So I've been using this t-shirt yarn, and this is a hot mess, but this is what's left of the cake. So it's a struggle bus. Whoops. And that just got caught on my yarn winder. Okay. So let's show you guys the progress. Now this is a funky cardigan. I'm warning you all. I'm very interested. I'm going to try to wash it and see what it does when I wash it. But this is what I'm working with. So I think that the sleeves, I may add one or two more rows of, so you can see this is single crochet, and then here's the ribbing. And I did it in a different color over here because I was doing my tutorial on how to add the ribbing after, and this is a lot easier to see than this. This is really hard to photograph to show how to do something in a tutorial. But that's what it looks like. It's not a hood. It's a collar. It's just a funky shape, but that's what I wanted. I wanted to do something that was just kind of weird and funky, and like I said, I'm interested to see what happens when I wash it. Right now it's got lots of stretch, so you can see that's quite a bit of stretch there. It's comfortable. It's not itchy. It's stiff but stretchy. It's a very, very strange combination. But I think it'll be really fun to dress up for like a real funky summer look. And it is almost 100% cotton. I think it's maybe 90 to 95% cotton, and it's got some other materials that I think are giving it that stretch, but this is recycled textile. So this company, I'll show you guys. I did a post about it, but let's see. This is the company, Hooked. And they sent me this yarn because I told them I wanted to try to make a wearable out of it. And they said, well, it's not really for making that kind of stuff. And I was like, I know, I like the challenge. So they use recycled materials from the textile industry. So that's why it's kind of funky. They don't always have the same, especially the patterned ones. Let's see. Bingo Terry asked about pockets. So you could totally add pockets. I don't know if I will, because the ribbing is right here. And if you put the pocket here, it might be awkward. You know, like trying to put your hand up this high. So I think if someone wanted to add a patch pocket down here, they could. And I always put that in my patterns. Like I love when people get, you know, they'll figure out how to add. I mean, you could add like an inside pocket maybe. But I think it's pretty fun. And I've got the, you know, I like the ribbing here. I'll need to change this out so that these match. And I've thought about adding like little, like something, I feel like it needs stuff hanging off of it, you know, like, I don't really know how to explain it, but I've thought about having like little pieces of braided stuff that comes off of here, or maybe comes out from underneath here and has like these little pieces that hang down. It wouldn't do anything, but I just think it's cool. But that's where I'm at on this one. And I'm going to do a tester call for my cardigan that I just finished. That is the mini version of the Power Puff that's releasing today. So I can't believe I didn't even talk about that. So I said that was the last thing. Here's the last thing. So
Power Puff releases today. This is the Power Puff if you haven't seen it. It is the fluffiest jacket. And you see I've got ends that have not been woven in. Power Puff releases today. I just need to go post it on Etsy. But it's got the pockets. It's size 7. Jumbo yarn, calls for a 25mm hook. But super, super cozy and great to layer over other hoodies. So if you have a hoodie on or a sweatshirt on. And I'm going to be doing a tester call probably tomorrow for my mini version that I don't think I've shared. I might have shared it in stories. But this is the mini version. There you go. And it's got the pockets, but it uses a size 6 Chanel instead of a size 7 Chanel. So same kind of design idea with the collar, same style of pockets, same style of sleeve, but with a smaller yarn. And I think I used an 11mm hook for this one to make it nice and squishy and closed, you know, so it doesn't have the holes. But I should be doing a call for testers at least by tomorrow probably. So if you're interested in testing this one out, super excited. We'll have the mini version of the Power Puff. I think that's everything now. I think. Yeah. So, well, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know your progress. Join the Facebook group if you want, or just share on here. Let me know if you're making one. And I will be back on Tuesday on YouTube. So make sure you check out my YouTube channel. I'll be live on YouTube, 12 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday. And we'll move on to part 3, which is going to be the very first front panel of the Dobby cardigan. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I hope the weather isn't awful. I know some places might be getting some bad weather, but I hope you have a good weekend. And I will see you guys on Tuesday.